Yo,
Good job, Larry. Numbers.
welcome to Fuck Back, episode 54, Blunt Kings podcast. I am your host with the most, the grossest uncle, Tio Valls, my boy.
Hey, Omega with the funky dope flavor, a.k.a. the Funkle the Drunkle. You already know what it is. 54. Y'all want some more? We're going to keep going, that's for sure.
We're ready for war. War, you know what I'm saying? So,
Whoa.
yeah, dude, I found these fucking ill-ass vests, and we had to get prepared for war, you know what I'm saying?
It's coming.
We're doing the most controversial shit on podcasts. We're doing the most truthful shit in podcast history. We can't be canceled. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks or says about us, obviously. You know what I'm saying, hey, Omega? That's how my week's been going. We've been going at it, head to head. People want to play war games, right? And so it's time for war games. You know what I mean? Nothing better than Sun Tzu, The Art of War, Machiavelli, if you will. You know what I'm saying? Call me Violavelli, you know?
Shit, man. They call me fucking A Omega, the power of law. La ley.
The 48
A
laws of
Omega,
power. Hey,
la
yo.
ley. 48.
Yeah, so anyway, it's been a good week, you know what I'm saying? It's been super funny, just ducking and dodging and,
Surviving.
dipping and
Dipping and tripping.
it's awesome, dog.
feel
You
that.
know what
I
I'm
feel
saying?
it.
But we're ready for war no matter
Yep.
what. I don't give a fuck what
we're
anybody
ready.
says. We're ready. You know what I'm saying? We're at 100 and what? This will be 107 episodes of podcasting in the past year and maybe a month, you know what I'm saying? So, shout out to us, bro.
Shout out to you, my speaker.
No, shout out to us, bro.
what's up.
Even though, I do the editing and the clipping, bro, it wouldn't be nothing without A Omega. You know what I'm saying? It wouldn't be nothing without my brother behind the scenes helping us out. It wouldn't be nothing without the inspiration that the internet gives us every single fucking week. You know what I'm saying? So
And our audience there. We love
yeah,
y'all.
we love you guys.
know what I mean?
We
The
wouldn't do
fans.
this if we didn't care about deprogramming the people that have been programmed all their life. And that's what this is all about as Strain Damage Studios is just deprogramming. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be the opening topic, the art of deprogramming. The article's out. You know what I'm saying? So keep an eye out for that on all social medias. I just wanted to give everyone a little piece of history where we came from. So I, generated a little article about myself and A Omega and our history and rap and how we became to be podcasters and Blunt Kings and crashing out on the sitcom, if you will. You know what I'm saying?
It
So
was a very nice,
Like I said.
nice review.
it wouldn't be nothing without you guys as well. So make sure you guys like, subscribe. This episode tonight is brought to you by Bisco Cheetos brand, the illest brand in New Mexico. Make sure you guys watch out for the adventures of Cheeto as well as the apparel that's going to be dropping pretty soon. We're also brought to you by High Desert Relief, the premier cannabis dispensary in New Mexico. Hit Pod 5 off to get $5 off any purchase, any location across the state. We're also brought to you by
Polite's Bodega there, you know what I'm saying? Go get that glass, go get them hooked up there, you know what I'm saying? It's a good time to buy a bong, you know what I mean? It's always a good time to buy a new piece of glass. I collect spoons, you know what I mean? Like I love my old school little pipes from certain, people that would blow the glass there, and I got a good collection of it there. But Polite has a very unique selection there, so I would say go check her out there, let her know that A Omega and
Tio Val sent you, yeah.
For sure.
We're also brought to you by X7 Supply, Lotus Fightwear, and Ism 718. Make sure you guys check them out on Instagram. They are the clothing brand and make your clothing brands a clothing brand. So whether you need a one and done for a concert or a photo shoot, or you need a whole merchandise fucking artillery, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
they got you covered. It went from 1 to 1,000. You know what I'm saying?
Maybe multiple suits, different colors there, you know what I mean? Maybe
Yeah.
you need something to match there, maybe you know what I mean, like home game, away game, you know what I mean? Or you're grappling in town, so you're wearing your in town at the MMA fights or at the gym, and then when you go to the out of town fights there at the other place, you have different colors. You know what I'm saying? Just like any sports group would.
Speaking of 1 to 1,000, we are also brought to you by
Gonzo Family Farms there, my folks there. These cats there, premier edibles and drinkables there for sure. Increments of 100 to 1,000 milligrams there. If you're not a medical patient there, I'm sorry, you can't really dabble into the higher ups, which is a boo-hoo. But if you know somebody, you know somebody there. But, Skull Crushers, awesome chocolates there, 1 to 1,000 different chocolate variants there, white chocolate, dark chocolate, milk chocolate. The drinkables there, the hostels. Again, too, those things are really nice. Blue raspberry, like I said, I like to mix them in with a little bit of club soda, ice, lemon, lime, mix it in. You know what I mean? Make a mocktail. Get creative with it there. You know what I mean? You getting down on that there. Be a blunt king or a blunt queen. Make yourself a little something and,
like that.
be happy with it. You know what I'm saying? Also, rosin dogs, all that good shit there for sure. You know what I mean? And Coris Family Touch. Coris Touch there with the fizz there. You know what I mean? Like that. That rosin and the jam is going strong there. That strawberry sherbet, that
fizz, yeah.
Yeah, that guava, man. We're getting ready to make another little egg with both of them there with the rosin and the jam a little later there. You know what I mean?
Show, yeah.
Call it a nightcap.
While we're editing this shit, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, dude, we have so many fucking ill sponsors. I love it.
I love y'all. Shout out to all the teams that work hard to make this shit happen. You guys are the breadwinners.
We're going to jump into some hip-hop history questions so you guys can get to know more about Omega and T.O. Val. You know what I'm saying? Hip-hop question number 1, Ayo. Before the podcast, before the music, before any of the recognition that we had currently, what was the hardest chapter of your life and how did hip-hop help you survive that chapter?
That was really easy there, man. I was getting out of my dark 20s. You know what I mean? And I had to jump out of a bad pattern that I was getting into there. You know what I mean? I was just living life a little too hard. I was pushing the limit there. I was getting caught up with bad people. I let a lot of people down. I disappeared from a lot of people. And once I cut off certain people, the hip hop made me come back around and say, hey, you know what? This is what you were good at. You know what I mean? Not doing this, but this is what you were genuinely made for. You know what I mean? Spitting the rhymes, hooking up with the lyrics there, being a part of something there, involved in hip hop, art wise, poetically, artistically, you know what I mean? I'm a big guy, so I can't break dance anymore. Plus I was getting old.
What were you getting into at this time? What part of hip hop were you getting into? I'm kind of curious because I know you've listened to every single thing, but what were you in at that time?
I was going into Crew, CRU.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I was going into a lot of old school Diamond D. I was going into the early to mid 90s stuff that was really, really hooking me up. I was getting my Planet Asia, my Diggable Planets. I was really getting into my Jungle Brothers.
Tapping back into the golden era feeling, right?
Yeah, okay. And I was like, okay, you know what? I mean, there's a way to get away from it. And they had that power, that positive message that I needed to revisit back in my life because I came from that time frame, but I wasn't listening to it in the same mind frame that I was at the time.
I totally understand that, yeah.
So I was like, I need to revisit my past there so that way I know what to collect from that to get fucking some kind of grounding so that way I know how to take my future on.
Regrasp back onto it, yeah.
I was like, boom. And that's that shit that hit me like a motherfucking brick wall. And I was like, yup, that's it. We're going to freestyle. We're going to do shit. We're going to fucking make songs again. And you know what I mean? I hooked up with this other crew of cats. And, that's when I started, freestyle because I was separated from you guys at that time.
Shout out to Anthonius Monk and Prismatic Soul, right?
Yeah,
for holding my boy down in
my homeboy Dan
that
G,
time.
man.
And Dan G, straight up. I know my hip hop history as far as that. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I wanted to know, it's really interesting to see what you were listening to at that time.
Those specifics
that help you survive that.
Yeah, Jay Dilla's, you know what I mean? Learning about the MPC beats, learning about scratch beats, you know what I mean? Just straight up beats off turntables. And just really breaking down the science of it. And it fucking really took me into a loving place.
Yeah. I have two specific ones, right? And one of them is when Kendrick Lamar first dropped that song I love myself. You know what I mean?
Right.
That one kind of helped me okay, yeah, let's start getting into let's start getting into the loving myself era type shit, right? Mm-hmm. And then something very devastating happened when me and my kid's mom split up. I remember that week the Game dropped Year of the Wolf. It was a mixtape or something, right? And that definitely helped me get through that era. I definitely, if it was a tape, it would have popped from how much I listened to that shit.
Right. You would have wrote it till the wheels fall off.
Yeah. It was just one of those things that just gave me back my rapper attitude. I was like, fuck, this sucks. What's happening? But I need to find something that gets me back into my, you know what I mean?
Yep.
and it was Year of the Wolf for sure by The Game.
Your niche.
Yeah,
Man,
yeah.
your niche,
So
man.
shout out to The Game for dropping that shit. That shit definitely helped. You know, even if it's a mixtape, it doesn't even have to be an album to make an impact on your life. It could be something as simple as a mixtape. You know what I'm saying? So
Fucking, I would say even a fucking song.
just one song, yeah.
Song.
I love myself, like just shit
That's
like
it.
that. You know what I'm saying? So I was having to get back into the I love myself era as well as like fuck all these rappers era. You know what I mean? Like I had to get right back into that shit.
Yeah.
No matter how hard the heartbreak was. You know. Let's
Gotta
see.
move on.
Yeah. No, definitely. All right. Hip hop question number 2. Hey Omega. Who was the first? Hold on, let me try that again. Who was the first person that truly believed in you, and who was the first person that told you you would never make it, and how did both shape your journey in hip hop? Give me both. I want to hear. I want to hear both. Like I want to hear that one person that said, "Fuck you, dog. You ain't gonna make it as a rapper or singer," and then I want to hear the one that was like, "Bro, you're gonna make something out of it."
Oh yeah. No. I got you on that there. The motherfucking my teacher for the fuck you. You're not gonna make that. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah. What teacher?
Yep.
What subject teacher was it?
Mr. Benson there.
What did Mr. Benson teach?
Science.
So it was a science teacher. Yeah, fuck science teachers, bro.
You know what I mean? But just because they have they know like the proper vernacular and they're like super accurate with the words. You know what I mean? They're very good at the English. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like to spell those certain words: chloroform, cytoplasm,
The keywords, right?
You know what I'm saying? I'm just laying it out there. Like
No,
that,
I
you
know.
what I'm saying? Because that motherfucker made me pay attention there. You know what I'm saying? So that's when I was like, yeah, but he's like, yeah, you're not gonna make it like doing music or rapping. And I was like, whatever, dude. Fuck you. You know what I mean? And I'm like, yo, I'm doing my shit still. I'm making sure that it's coming out there. You know what I mean? And I know what I bring to the table is pretty fulfilling.
No, dude, I think you're a sick singer, and I think you're a dope ass lyricist, bro.
The first person that you know what I mean that has truly ever believed in me there. You know what I mean? Besides you, my dog, since day one.
Oh yeah.
You and TOE, you know what I mean? The one that really let me know just to keep doing it was Pa Dukes.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? The old man. Mom was like, yeah, I don't know, you should just be working, get your fucking money on or whatever there, you know what I mean?
Shout out, son.
You know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? That's the female thing there. But as a man that has a hobby going on or something, or they know that there's some kind of growth in each song or each album and actually taking it in and listening to it, let me know, like, yo, what's up, Pops? You know what I mean? Because that's my biggest critic there. So that Spicker said, yo, just keep fucking rolling with it. You know what I mean? Like, he even recorded with us back in the day when we were doing the Sanctified shit. Got on the old school 8mm. And
I remember that.
you know what I'm saying? Fucking.
He's the only one that has footage of our concerts. You know what I'm saying? So that's what's crazy.
That's the old man, Bob Dukes. You know what I mean?
Yeah, shout out to Bob, bro. I love you, Bob.
Those two, man. You know what I mean? Besides you there, you was the only one that, you know what I mean, never said, hey, just keep going. You know what I mean?
Nah, I definitely think that you have a really good range when it comes to singing, right? Like I call it the porch blues type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like where you have like when you get to this certain level of like when you're vibing in the instrumental, you could hit sick ass notes as far as that. And then with freestyling and rapping, I think you're super dope and super creative. Rock of Gibraltar. You mentioned like some certain things that I've never heard anybody ever mention type stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just really cool to see the growth of what you came from the first time I met you. You know what I'm saying? Back in the 4MK days. And I think it's super dope what we're creating nowadays and how we came up, dog. It's super dope.
With me there, I mean, you helped me to really clarify some of these words and really clean them up in a more profound way.
I like to edit.
You are, you know what I mean? You're an editor there. You're an engineer. You got the good ear, but you also got the flow. You know what I mean? And that's why, for us there, that's how it works. You know what I mean? Because we shaping our shit like that. You know what I mean?
What's funny is like my two are the opposite, right? The one person that told me that I would make something out of it was a teacher. It was an English teacher. And right. They challenged me actually at the time when I was like, I think 9th or 10th grade. They told me to make a song with all alliterations in it, right?
Oh yeah.
At the time, my first rap name got stolen from me because somebody recorded under that rap name before I did. So technically, I guess they were
You couldn't control it.
At the time, I couldn't
Secure.
control it, so I had to come up with a whole new rap name, which was Q Morbid or whatever, right? Just something off the whim. I don't even know how I came up with the shit. So the teacher challenged me to write a verse or a song with all Qs as like the the main concept of the track, and I was just like quick-witted with the quick that I quote, whatever, you know what I'm saying? Like I was just going off on this shit, and he was like, "Yeah, you definitely got it, bro." And this was after that guy told us we had the iambic pentameter shit, you know what I'm saying? Or before actually. And then when that guy said that, it kind of clarified that for me. But the people that said I would never make it as a rapper, funny enough, would be just certain family members growing up, you know what I mean? And like they weren't close family. It was like family, like second, third, fourth cousins or whatever that would be like, oh, he thinks he's all bad because he raps or whatever, and then he's never gonna make it. It was just kind of stuff like that, you know what I mean? But so yeah, those were my two, honestly, for sure.
But we doing it still.
Yeah,
we still here.
We don't
again.
quit. Speaking of not quitting, though, hip hop question number 4: what's one moment in your career, A Omega, that almost made you quit, and what happened that convinced you to keep on going? You know what I'm saying? So like, you almost were at that point, like, fuck this shit, I'm about to quit. I don't even want to rap, sing, nothing. I don't even want to do nothing entertaining to anybody else no more. But something convinced you to stay.
Well, the drugs had me wanting to quit.
Okay.
And not having my friends, being in a dark spot at the time, just like running these streets for real. That was some dark shit.
That's an honest answer for sure.
There was some dark shit for me there. I said, fuck everybody. I don't want to pick up your call. I'm the original ghoster. I just let it ring and ring and ring and ring and ring. I'd leave you on red. Message. You know what I mean? Like, I was not a good guy like that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? When I was doing that there. But the thing that told me, that convinced me to keep going was when I saw a certain group of individuals hanging out again that I was a part of there there was a good 4 years, 5 years, 6 years of not seeing each other. And all of a sudden this collective of group of individuals are hanging out together, And I was like, hey, I had some free time or something, and somebody decided to call me back and say, hey, we're going to do a concert or something or whatever. And,
we're going to open up for Esham,
and come and check it out. No. It was a Static Selector.
No, right. It wasn't that one yet.
No, but that was bring it back because Brenton was there. You were there. You know what I'm saying? B-Dog was there. You were there. Matt was there.
Okay.
And that was like, okay,
was
cool.
that the Static Selector one?
That was the one there, yeah, because I was like, oh, you fuckers got me down here there. We didn't open up
it
for
was okay.
We didn't open up for Shaman.
We opened up
later.
for, it was when we opened up for Crooked Eye, right?
Yo, well, that was Crooked Eye was the Tiki Lounge one.
But that was the night that it was Static Jensen that threw that show, remember? And you're like, where's Static G gonna Selector gonna be? I was like, no, his name's Static G, dog. And then rest was history.
But yeah,
we got A Omega back on the team. Shout out
to
to Crooked Eye, even though you bid our song, yeah. But I remember that shit. That shit was dope. It was a good night. Okay, let's see.
Number 4, in a sound effect.
Oh no. Did I say one? One more. Okay, this one's ironic. So one thing that made me want to quit everything, right? And it wasn't like it was a bad thing. It was just when I had my first son, Elijah, I just wanted to give up rapping. My dream of a rapper, I wanted to just be a dad. You know what I mean?
A good father.
And then lo and behold, 18 years later, Elijah, he asked me, he goes, hey, Dad, how come you don't rap no more? And I said, oh, I kind of just like, after COVID, we kind of gave it a break. And he's like, you should rap some more. You know what I mean? And his uncle, Mariano, actually told me the same thing. And I was like, yeah, I think it'd be cool to put something back out, I think. So we did start working on the mixtape, and it's almost done.
It's already done.
Yeah, it's done. But we still got a couple more phases before we actually release it. But yeah, we've been here again. It's gonna be coming out. So shout out to my kids, the ones that told me
like the fire underneath the booty.
You should start rapping again. Yeah, so I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for my kids. It's for the fam this time. You know what I mean? It's for the fans. It's for the fam. It's for the shits and giggles. It's
everybody that's been anticipating it.
Lyrical exercise. You know what I'm saying? So so that's what made me want to come back. You know, it was my kids.
Love them both, man. Love my nephews.
Shout out to Elijah and Jalen for sure. All right, hip hop question number 4. If a 15-year-old version of you, oh, we're good. We still got like 5 more minutes.
Okay, cool.
All right, if a 15-year-old version of yourself was sitting across from you right now, A Omega, what advice would you give that person chasing the dreams, dealing with the streets, and staying true to themselves?
Oh, man, I'd be like, yo, cuz, you ain't gonna fucking get it right away. You're gonna have to figure it out, man. Fucking 15 was a rough year for me, man. 15 was fucking like one of the roughest years of my life.
I agree.
I was like, I had so much anger built up. I was such a fucking hothead. I despised my parents there. Fucking puberty fucking was a bitch hormonally. You know what I mean? Like, I fucking hated shit. I hated people. I was irritable. You know, I would say just find a good fucking job there, because right now, man, you'd already be retired, son. That would be one. Find a good job. Find something that you're good at there. And you know what I mean? Even though it sucks, there, just buckle down and find the good in the bad. The original shit.
And just
there,
stay
you know
there.
What I mean? Find the good in the bad there. You know what I mean? Whether it's the state, the city, the county, you know, find something that you're good in there. You know what I mean? Because nowadays we see it. They're fucking me and you 20 years ago, we'd still be in college debt for student loans. For shit that we can't even use our degrees for because those jobs don't exist. You know what I mean? Or I would say, get a trade. Learn how to do a trade. Welding, plumbing, HVAC. You know what I mean?
Something that you could do where you work for yourself and for others, do favors and like get paid, you know, under the table or something, rather than collecting a paycheck and having to do that route, right? Yeah, I totally understand.
And keep it cool in the community. Make sure that you're well known there. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you want to be known for doing something good in your community, not for being a bad person in your community.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Be a positive face in your community. That's what I would say.
Oh yeah. I guess if I was what grade were we in? We were in 9th grade, right? That was freshman year.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I would say finish freshman year. Don't be fucking talking to everybody. First of all, because I did get reclassified as a freshman, so I did have to do 9th grade twice.
Me too.
So
I did 7th again.
Oh, did you?
Yes, sir.
So I did 9th twice. So I would tell myself first and foremost, you know, you don't need a girlfriend. Don't be distracted in 9th grade, because that was the hardest year in high school, so I could have been on track, right? But at the same time, like if I would have never got off track, I would have never ended up at a charter school that did actually teach me a lot more than any public school. Yeah, for sure. But
because they thought in a different pattern than the way that they were teaching it in everyday normal society drone teaching.
Yeah, I guess. And then I would just say, you know, don't give up. Like, just keep going. You know, this energy you have, it's for a reason. You're gonna start a podcast. You're gonna put out a bunch of albums. You're gonna put out some mixtapes. You know what I mean? Like, it's all good. You'll be good. You know what I mean? That's probably what I would tell myself. So everything's going to be all good. It's going to be on good, perfect track. It's going to be on God's timing. It's going to be all good. Don't stress now. And maybe I wouldn't have bit my nails so much from then until now. You know what I mean? That's what it would have saved. It would have saved my fingers for sure.
Our parents are crazy hypochondriacs there, and so are we. You know what I mean? That's the product of those 70s and 80s and 80s there, 60s, 70s. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, this is episode 54, Blunt Kings Podcast. When we come back from break, we're going to be talking about all the recent shit that's going on in the hip-hop game right now. Some good, some bad. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, we're going to keep it blunt, keep it real about it all. You know what I'm saying? I'm your host with the most, the grossest uncle, Tio Valls, my boy.
Hey, Omega with the funky dope flavor, a.k.a. the Funkle the Drunkle, you know what I'm saying? Just making sure y'all checking in, tapping in, because we ready for the whoa.
We ready for that shit, man. Yo, welcome back. Episode 54, Blunt Kings Podcast. We ready for war. Yo, you know what I'm saying? I am your host with the most, the grossest Uncle Tio Val. That's my boy.
Hey, Omega with the funky dope flavor. Checking in for fucking duty, Sarge.
Yeah. We got official orders from the state that we're shutting shit down. And we're
As the #1 podcast.
Yeah,
in the state.
The most controversial, the most blunt podcast in New Mexico and the world. You know what I'm saying?
Where you at?
We talk that shit daily. Nobody could shut our shit down. You know what I'm saying? Reporting live from outer space. It brings us to topic #1, dog. Outer space, right? Like, what happens when a legend that's made a fucking classic album says that somebody from the other coast makes one? You know what I'm saying? So it says Nas claims that Ice Cube, his Death Certificate album, is the greatest rap album of all time. A Omega. Nas has called Ice Cube's Death Certificate one of the boldest, bravest, and realest rap albums ever made. One of the albums that changed his life forever. You know what I'm saying? So let's dig into that for a while. So we all know that Nas, right? He's created one of the biggest street classics of all time, Illmatic. You know, gives the bold picture of how Queens was at the time in the 90s, right?
Right.
But he's giving all homage to somebody from the West Coast, saying that he did that for him. I think that's super dope. You know, it's super humble of Nas to say something like that. And, you know, I just think it's great for hip hop. What do you think, Gail?
I mean, they both came up around the same time there. You know what I mean? They were very young at that age. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think Cube's a little older.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
And with that being said, though, going against the grain is what I think Nas really took out from what Ice Cube did. You know what I mean? The death certificate there, you know what I mean? Going against everybody, going against the whole thing, you know what I mean? Going against the camp at that time, you know what I
Right.
mean? Like really saying, you know what? I'm not doing what you're doing. I'm going to come and I'm going to get mine and I'm going to ruin everybody else at the same time, you know? But yeah, just had to figure it out with the crew there. Death Certificate again. I mean, we've been jamming it for years, man. You know, straight up classics there. If you don't know, go check it out, folks.
Yeah, Nas has also included Death Certificate on his list of favorite albums ever, alongside classics like Criminal Minded, Breaking Atoms, and the Low End Theory. Many critics and fans also rank Death Certificate among the greatest hip hop albums to ever, because of the political themes, storytelling, and impact on the rap culture. You know, he probably followed him from NWA, right? Like, it was probably one of his like eye-opening when it came to a rapper, right? Like, damn, like, look at Cube, he's doing his thing, and then Death Certificate comes out, and then Nas is like, I want to put out something like that, and comes out with a fucking instant classic of Illmatic, and that's how inspiration works. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes it's drawn from some place across the country, across the world, across the ocean, maybe. You know what I mean?
I can dig it there. You know what I mean? Me and you, we can contest to this. That
Oh, yeah.
We gravitate to inspiration from all genres of music.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? On any given Sunday.
And a lot from like Detroit or even Chicago or the Bay Area. You know what I'm saying? Like, I hear a lot of that influence inside of some of our music, alongside with like the good making of songs like that would come from, like I said, like Chicago or other counties like Virginia. You know what I'm saying?
Get our Deep South on there. You know what I mean? Our howdy cousins from Texas there. You know what I mean? Dallas there. You know what I mean? Get it from the, you know, from the Sizz-South, man. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah.
For real.
I think that's dope.
Another way we get it.
All right, topic #2. Crip affiliate Big U beat up and chased Future through the LAX airport for not paying a Detroit player. And the Detroit player that they're talking about is Tricky. You know what I mean? You know, Big Trick. He's one of the major players in Detroit. The story alleges that Big U and Whack 100 was beating up Future and his entourage, chasing him through LAX because he refused to pay the no-fly zone fee that Tricky probably charged him for going into Detroit on tour or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so that nigga said, like, yeah, you can't come here. You're excommunicado, but I'm going to go and do a show there. And they were like, nah, nigga, you can't do that.
Yeah, well, they're like, you all...
It's a no-fly zone, right?
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Unless you check in, that's the big thing, right? Like, the whole check-in culture in the West Coast is also trickled into Detroit. And that's the no-fly zone is basically a check-in thing. Like, it's not only like, no, you can't fly over here without checking in.
It's just respect.
But it's like,
it's respect.
if you don't check in, that won't fly. You know what I'm saying? It seems like that's the narrative.
Right, like
that's
what you
being
doing?
pushed
What
in
you trying to
Detroit.
do? You trying to push up on some shit? You trying to push up on
Yeah.
some of your goods over here on this side?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
We need their percentage is what they're trying to say.
Shit,
So
gotta get mine.
yeah, Detroit players like Tricky and Big U and Whack 100, they all talk about having to check into LA or Detroit, or else you're not going to be able to function or get your motion on. You know what I'm saying?
So
And
Future,
for
you
somebody
didn't
like
check in?
Future, you have to hit someone like Future. He's like one of the biggest rap stars. He's like, dog, you got to give me that 10% of that million you made. Give me that 100,000, or else you can't perform like Lil Bow Wow.
Or else you're not gonna have your security.
Yeah.
You're not gonna have your fucking.
We'll
you're
beat
not
the
gonna
fuck
have
out of your
you're not gonna have your
security,
private. No, you're not gonna have your private security. You know what I mean? Like the
Mm-hmm.
LA folk. You know what I mean? Like not just like the other people that you brought from the other fucking state that don't know what the fuck's going on.
Yep.
No, you need LA security.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it is
Especially-
when you're checking in. You checking in, you paying to have security in that motherfucking state, in that city, in that motherfucking county.
And what they don't realize is that players have been running Detroit and LA since like the 80s, 70s. You know what I'm saying? Like, so by now it's like the YNs of the uncles that really do run the shit. You know what I mean? They're like, hey, dog, like, nah, we got to keep, we got to keep
Circulating
tradition
with the
going.
Fed.
You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Carry
yeah.
on tradition. You know what I'm saying?
Let's make that money.
People got to check in or they're going to get robbed, basically. And that's
Pretty
what's
much.
happening a lot. We even have the paperwork here saying in the LA Times article saying proof that it happened. I couldn't get it on like regular internet sources. I had to actually go to the main source to get all the paperwork. You know what I'm saying? So it was just crazy. But yeah, we definitely got it.
Actual, factual.
We got the paperwork on you,
Documents.
Future. I'm just kidding. All right, cool. Now we're
Sticky
going into why we're
situations.
talking about this war shit. You know what I'm saying? All right. Christian rapper Dayton, I don't know how to pronounce his name. Datin. Either way, he drops a diss track against Talib Kweli. It's a 10-minute diss track talking about how Talib Kweli is a fake activist. He's not really for the people. He's not really a conscious rapper. If he was, he would be spitting that same type of shit that Datin's spitting. They've been going back and forth on the internet for quite a while. It said the feud began after repeated online disagreements between Datin and Talib Kweli. Datin says that the song is a response to months of attacks and tagging by Kweli. The diss addresses Kweli's politics, public persona, and online behavior while defending Datin's Christian beliefs. What do you think about this, Ayo? This is
Man.
why we wore the war shit tonight. You know what I mean? It seems like the Christian rap world wants to go to war with the conscious rap world, and we're here for all that shit. You know what I mean? We want to see all that smoke, and we want to see why these Christian rappers are exposing these so-called conscious rappers. What do you think, Ayo?
For me, there, Talib has always been a part of my vocabulary. Like Nelson Mandela would tell you, when I am in South Africa, I am always listening to Talib Kweli, Reflection Eternal. Because it is the reflection internally there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Some of these other cats there, you know what I mean? They sound like ATL rappers there, but they're just saying what they want to say. And what they're saying isn't resonating with me.
I'm going to have to listen to the track again.
You know
I
what
did hear a
Like-
snippet of
like
it. And
some
I
of
was
these ones, and I'm like, 10 minutes, bro. I'm like, who are you?
Yeah.
Are you Led Zeppelin? You're putting on a 10-minute song? Who the fuck has 10 minutes to listen to that there, dog? Maybe at work in the warehouse.
Not only
Put
that,
on an AirPod.
yeah,
like,
that's a horrible idea to drop a 10-minute diss track.
10-minute diss song ranting.
You're not the game.
About that there. I mean, who are you? How long have you been here? And how vast is your catalog? I guess I should
And how
say.
much have you actually contributed yourself? You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you could definitely back yourself behind the Christian narrative, but have you done anything that surpasses something that Talib Kweli has already done for the culture, right?
If this cat's in his 20s, Talib's an old man, so you just got like a young
50.
YN coming out at fucking Unc and Grandpa and motherfucking OG.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all need to fucking put that energy into praying for the next album you're gonna do. Keep that energy into the lyrics and pray on the lyrics there, so that way you can figure out there how to bring everybody in the congregation to like you a little bit more. if that's the way you want to go.
True that.
And make sure that everybody puts it on the pot on Sunday there at both times at the mass there. You know what I mean? The early one and the midday one.
Yeah.
And show up after.
Yeah. The track has definitely generated discussion in hip hop circles because it's super unusual to see a prominent Christian rapper engage in a lyrical battle with a veteran conscious rapper like Talib Kweli. I just want to see how this unfolds. I want to see Talib Kweli's response, maybe, you know what I mean? Even if it's a post or something that he tweeted about Datton or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, I just want to see how this unfolds. Is this a bold move for Christian hip hop, or is this like something that might get excluded from the conversation of being taken seriously in the future?
Sticky situations, man. Again, too, politics and religion there, you know what I mean? The
As
free
usual.
mind, you know what I mean? Like, we need to know the two things we don't like to really dabble into on the fucking, on the Blunt Kings.
It's because
there.
it don't exist, you know what I mean? Like, I have a feeling that this might even be a ploy. Who knows if they're not on the same label? Like, you know
Maybe
what I
he
mean?
didn't like the way he said it because he seemed like Talib was more on a political level as opposed to more of a spiritual guided individual.
Hey.
You know what I mean? Like, he didn't like his wording of the lyrics that he was saying per se, or maybe he didn't like the rant he went off there.
Or maybe he was jealous that he was at the Jay-Z thing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? Like, or mad that he was at the Jay-Z thing.
If this guy listens to that music there, his music, and is hypocritical, then that means you have free will and free mind. You know what I mean? Like, you're actually taking it in, so why won't you sway and figure out the balance? There's always the good and the bad. There's always some good that's coming out of what people are. Get the good out of what he's getting out to the people.
Yeah.
As opposed to the way you want to run the agenda
Unless you have actual dirt, you know what I mean? Like, if you got some actual dirt on Talib Kweli, then bust it out and make your point. You know what I mean? But until that happens, the war will always be conscious rap versus Christian rap. You know, just kidding.
Strap up.
Yeah, strap up, get ready for war. You know what I'm saying? Get your lyrical ammunition. We're on a mission. Oh, these are BBs. But anyway, yeah, you guys have a good night. This is episode 54 Blunt Kings Podcast. I'm your host with the most, the grossest uncle. This is my boy.
A Omega with the funky dope flavor, a.k.a. General of Outworld.
General Funkle, General Drunkle. No, I'm just kidding. Nah, this has been a funny ass podcast, dog. Honestly, you guys have a great night. What do you guys think about all this shit? Leave a like, a fucking comment.
Subscribe, share.
Argue with us, dog. If you don't like what we say, I don't give a fuck.
Tell this to your Christian cousin there, shit there, so that way they can fight with us too.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? We all need to fight for our beliefs.
I want to just see, like, out of that whole, like, the whole Talib Kweli thing, I just want to see more proof of what this guy Datton's talking about. You can't just, like, go, oh, Talib Kweli is this and that without having any kind of solid proof. You know, nowadays it's 2026.
I mean,
all rappers, you guys got to have solid proof.
He's got super credentials on super credentials and super credentials. So
we just got approved by the state to shut shit down. You know what I'm saying? So this is episode 54, Blunt Kings Podcast.
Oh,
and we out.